For those with a creative mind and interest in city building, Cities Skyline 2 looks to be a great successor to the original, with the capacity to develop, create, and transform a city into a spectacular metropolis. However, this does not appear to be the case. This is nothing more than a poor portrayal of what could become something great in about 2 years from now. There are numerous difficulties with the political sectors, imports and exports, and even the stability of the game, but I lack any experience to discuss any of them effectively because I don't normally play city builders, nor do I play them very often, because I lack creativity outside of role-playing, silly, chaotic scenarios. I don't know much about Cities Skyline, but I do know that it was very well received, with a lot of mod support and such. So while I can't go into great detail about the various faults plaguing the second game, I can highlight something that really bugged me the most. It was the road structure. It just felt super bad to actually create connecting roads and to maintain a symmetrical connection. In this scenario, I intended to connect a dirt road to one of my industrial properties, but I'd have to build something like this to make it work, which I didn't want to do. I desired a two-way road that connected straight to the destinations without a bend. That's all there was to it. Nothing elaborate or exciting, yet it activated my ADHD and my desire to try to fix it, which just left me angry in the end because there was nothing that I could do to fix it. It just feels like if this feature was not a function, what other problems could be ailing the game when it seemed like a simple feature to me? The game itself does not actually function properly. I would have expected it to handle at least 60 to 120 frames per second, but the developers were more concerned about appealing to their general audiences, which are low-end PC gamers. So obviously their main concerns is to maintain a 30 frames per second and not really focus on the high-end aspects. But notice how terrible this looks at maximum resolution. This eliminates any temptation to zoom in and see everything that you've been creating up until this point. The music was beautiful and peaceful, but it really didn't make me feel anything. What I enjoyed the most was the radio host depiction of how poorly you ran your city, or the funny discussions every now and again, and it just kept repeating the same lines in different orders, breaking the ambience in seconds. The game progression is with milestones and tasks that reward your city with additional finances and unlockable features to purchase more land to keep growing, until you can no longer proceed when the game fails to continue at a very high population. Again, I don't consider myself to be an expert when it comes to the subject of city building, and I do apologize if this upsets you, but it did spark my creative side, and I did have a lot of fun building, but the numerous troubles that this game is now experiencing, I felt like I was beta testing a playtest that was a few years away from being something fantastic. Return to the previous game after playing about 5 hours of this game. Cities Skyline is a far superior game to this one, which was released 8 years ago. It will take some time and a lot of good mod support to properly shape this game into something that we can appreciate, but the longer that you play Cities Skyline 2, the more issues you will notice compared to how entertaining it was in the early hours.